All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we are going to break down the core mindset for crushing one of the most paralyzing feelings out there. That's right, the fear of rejection. We're going to pull from some key source material to build a whole new framework, not just for confidence, but for how you think about fear itself.
So let me ask you something, straight up. What is it that truly, genuinely terrifies you? Go on, think about it for a second. Is it heights? Spiders? You know, the answer might actually surprise you.
Believe it or not, according to a recent American survey, the #1 fear, it's not a snake or a shark or anything like that. It's getting up and talking in front of a crowd. Public speaking.
And here's where it gets absolutely wild. Death, the actual end of everything, came in second place. Think about that for a second. It means at a funeral, the average person would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. It just shows you how irrational our fear response can be.
So here's our game plan. We're going to walk through 4 key ideas today. First, we'll talk about the prison of fear. Then we'll look at your ancient survival code. After that, we'll learn how to escape the victim mindset, and finally, how to make fear your new compass.
First up, the prison of fear. The source material really paints the picture of just how daunting the fear of approaching someone can be. It's a feeling that's so intense, it can literally paralyze you.
And look, this isn't some kind of exaggeration. The source describes people showing up to these confidence boot camps literally shaking, their limbs frozen solid. So if you've ever felt anything like that, just know you are definitely not alone. It's a really powerful and super common human experience.
So here's the crucial point. The goal isn't to find some magic trick to make the fear just vanish. It's exactly what Krishnamurti says here. We need to understand it, watch it, learn about it, actually come into contact with it. So let's dig into how this thing actually works on a biological level.
And that brings us to your ancient survival code. See, that intense physical reaction you get from social fear, that's not a personal weakness. Nope, it's just your brain's ancient hardwired programming, running a script that is totally outdated for the world we live in today.
Now, we've all heard of fight or flight, right? But there's a really important third response, freeze. You know that deer in the headlights feeling? That's it. This entire system was designed to save you from a saber-toothed tiger, not from asking someone for their number.
And just look at what's happening to your body when this kicks in. It's absolutely insane. You get flooded with adrenaline, your pupils dilate, your senses sharpen, your perception of pain goes down, blood rushes to your muscles, your body is gearing up for a life or death fight. And right here, this is the whole problem. This incredible, powerful, life-saving system is misfiring. Your brain is getting its wires crossed and flagging the emotional risk of rejection as a real, physical, life-threatening danger. And so it locks you down to protect you. So how in the world do we start to reprogram this? Well, that leads us right into our third section, escaping the victim mindset. This is all about making a radical shift from blaming things outside of yourself to taking 100% ownership of your life and your reactions.
This quote from Rocky Balboa, which is actually used in the book, it just says it all, doesn't it? Life is going to knock you down. Winning isn't about dodging the punches. It's about how much you can take and still get back up and keep moving forward.
And this chart just lays it out perfectly. A person with a victim mindset believes life happens to them. They make excuses, they point fingers. But someone with an abundance mindset, they believe life happens for them. They take action and they take responsibility.
So you really have to ask yourself, are you just a passenger reacting to whatever comes your way, or are you in the driver's seat? Because the moment you accept 100% responsibility, you're the one holding the steering wheel.
And this brings us to our final and honestly the most powerful idea of all. Fear is your new compass. This is where we stop running away from fear and we actually start running towards it, using it as a map for our own growth. This is the essential shift in thinking. Fear is not a stop sign anymore. It's a green light. That anxious feeling in your stomach, that is the universe literally pointing you in the exact direction you need to go to expand your comfort zone. A huge part of this is something called outcome independence. It means you have to completely detach from needing a specific result. The victory isn't getting the phone number. No, the victory is having the guts to take action in the first place. The only real failure is doing nothing at all. Now, a really common fear is thinking you don't have the right personality, that you have to be this loud, life-of-the-party extrovert to be attractive. But the source material says, for introverts, the real secret is something completely different. Think about James Bond. total introvert. Your strengths are that you're mysterious, you're a great listener, you have a fresh perspective, you're intellectually stimulating, and you know yourself. These are incredibly magnetic qualities. You don't need to change who you are, you just need to own it.
So in the end, it really comes down to a simple choice. The average person feels fear and retreats, staying safe and sound inside their little comfort zone. But the fearless response? That's seeing the exact same fear as a green light and charging straight ahead, because you know that's the only way to grow.
And look, if you need that one final push, that ultimate motivation, this quote from Steve Jobs is it. Just remembering that your time here is limited puts everything into perspective. I mean, what's a little embarrassment when you're faced with that? You have nothing to lose.
The book uses this fantastic analogy. It says your body is like an apartment with two tenants. Your soul knows the lease is temporary, but your ego is a terrified tenant who knows that when the lease is up, it's game over. That fear you feel, it's just the insane rambling of that terrified ego trying to keep you safe, but ultimately small and unfulfilled.
So we'll leave you with this challenge, this new way of thinking boiled down to one simple question. The next time you feel that knot in your stomach, that rush of fear, does that mean it's a warning to stop, or is it a direct command that you absolutely must move forward?